I was prepared to get 1 million subscribers within a year, but it just doesn't happen like that, and that's what you have to grow to learn. So yeah, just be prepared for it, guys.
Come on, Oshkosh, put your hands together for the Wipaire Pros.
Welcome into the Future in Flight podcast, your favorite aviation show built just for the next generation of pilots, engineers, creators, and dreamers. I'm your host, Shawn Staerker, coming to you from a tent somewhere near the flight line, just off Cashew Avenue, and deep in the mud-rutted confines of Camp Scholler. And that can only mean one thing. We're reporting from EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh. That's right, this week's episode is packed with the energy, excitement, and engine noise of aviation's biggest event of the year. We've got tons of audio straight from the grounds, including my exclusive interview with international aviation content creator and YouTube star BeSnappy, who flew all the way from Australia to join us. We'll also hear from some of the amazing aviators, influencers, and fans I caught up with while asking my 3 famous questions. And yes, it finally happened. I received my very first Wipaire Fun Meter, handed to me by none other than Steve Guetter, president of the Seaplane Pilots Association and a past guest of this very show. None of this would be possible without our incredible partners at Aviation. Not only are they helping us bring this podcast to life, but they showed up in a big way with one of the coolest booths in the Education Center. If you stop by, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Make sure all doors and windows are locked. Strap in, folks. This is going to be a wild ride.
There we go. And now as he goes into the hover position, we're going to cross over to see if we can see Paul. Are you there, Paul?
Okay, Captain Val, what is your favorite in-flight snack?
My favorite in-flight snack would be mixed nuts. I like to carry walnuts, almonds, cashews, all kinds of different things. I make something kind of cool with those mixed nuts. I blend in a little bit of maple syrup. I place it in the oven, and then it gets crunchy. And I bring that on the plane for long flights, long cross country.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Absolutely awesome. That's the in-flight snack on with Skyline Baron Pilot. About as classy as it can get. Very classy snack for a very classy individual. Now, Val, I see you've been flying a couple of different types of aircraft, even into rotary. Now, if you could fly anything that's ever existed, anything throughout time, what would you fly?
If I could fly anything
I can get on a computer
that's been out throughout time, wait a second. Well, of course, I would love to fly a jet. Probably a Gulfstream. Probably a Gulfstream would be something that I would really, really like to fly. However, I don't have any type rating. So at this present time, it's not something that I could do right away. But if I could fly anything, definitely a Gulfstream in the 600s, something like that.
And Captain Val, an incredible pilot herself, got a little time in rotary. Tell us just a little bit about how that is going.
It was absolutely amazing. It was with our friend Charlie Baricci. Charlie has a flight school, Baricci Aviation, down in South Florida, and he has this beautiful Bell 407 XI, I believe. Beautiful, and got 1.4 hours in the rotary.
Looking good, looking capable, looking competent. I love it. Now, if we could fly with anybody that's ever existed throughout time, who would your dream co-pilot be?
Well, probably Bob Hoover. I would have loved to have flown with him.
Cody Wozniak, marketing manager for Lift Aviation.
Cody, what's your favorite in-flight snack?
I'd say pretzels.
Excellent choice. Light, easy. Now, if you could fly any aircraft or fly in any aircraft, what would that be?
Say, it's got to be, obviously, the P-51 Mustang. I mean, come on. What else?
Cool aircraft for a cool dad. I mean, that's what it is. Now, if you could take anybody with you, if we had the 2-seat version of the P-51, we got some pretzels, who would your dream co-pilot be?
Well, I would think my son when he gets a little bit older. That'd be cool.
We're sitting here with international superstar aviation YouTube BeSnappy, and this guy is probably the hottest new interview property on the market. I mean, his interview style is fantastic. The videos are great. They're simple, they're easily consumable, and they're exciting. You bring such a great energy to your interviews. The natural inquisitiveness that you have is just there. I mean, you have it. So I'm really excited to sit down with you and talk with you on the Future in Flight podcast. Welcome in, BeSnappy.
Thank you so much, Shawn. It's an absolute pleasure to be on your podcast.
Well, I've been after this one. I really said there was only 2 interviews I wanted to do this time around at Oshkosh. I almost called it Sun Fun again. And I don't know which ones we're at. I have 2 big ones, and I can't even keep those straight. Imagine if I did 10. If I were Paul Bennett, I would just forget where I am at any given moment.
Yeah, well, he's flying the same planes on the same routine, but it's always awesome. So
always, that's what you can count on, and that was one of the big things that you told me at Sun and Fun is that Paul Bennett's coming to Oshkosh. He's bringing the wolf pits, and it's going to be insane, and it was insane the other night. So we'll get into a little bit about Paul Bennett and your interactions, and you have a good special relationship with him. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. Where did this start? Where did the idea for coming in and doing aviation videos, journalism, where was that idea from?
Alright, so BeSnappy, it's from, I was like 10 years old, that's where the name's from. I was a bit younger, I was a bit more snappy as a child, like I used to answer back sometimes to my parents and teachers and that so forth. And then I like crocodiles, so I called it BeSnappy, and that's where the name came from. And then my dad actually used to be a pilot. He used to fly recreationally when he was younger, a lot, and he thought it was really cool, and obviously it's come into my blood somehow. And I always used to talk to pilots a lot, ask questions to the pilots, so just get some base common knowledge that not normally the normal person would know about their aircraft, about them, about their backstory. And then my dad one day decided, why don't we just film this and put it online for storage, memory purposes of me when I was a child, because it's free storage on YouTube, can't go wrong.
No.
And then we started to just post it online. We obviously didn't put it on private because maybe to see so they would have actually liked to watch it. And there we go, people were actually watching it. So we decided to keep going. We started to do a bit more professionally, get microphones, got and talked to more pilots, see more airplanes, more unique airplanes, and then ever since then I've just slowly grown.
It's amazing. You're growing. Your style is growing. You're getting better, but your natural curiosity has not diminished at all. You're not jaded. You're still there. You're still full of life and vigor, and it's awesome. So we can see that this is definitely in your blood and your passion.
Yeah.
As far as coming up, do you find that you have been able to improve? Do you find that talking to people is getting easier? How was that at first, interviewing like professional pilots?
Yeah.
And then how is it now?
Alright, well, when I was younger, obviously, you can be a bit more scared-ish and like, oh, I don't really want to talk to this pilot. What if I say something wrong? I might embarrass myself. But you sort of just got to grow past that, build up to that, and you just go up to a point where, alright, I did this before, why don't I just do it again? It can't be getting harder because it's the same questions, it's the same sort of information you're getting. It's nothing really different. So I slowly just build up, and now I'm trying to go a bit more into journalism and asking a bit more in-depth questions, making the interviews a bit longer. I used to just do 2-minute interviews. Now my interviews are creeping up to 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Maybe because I'm getting better and the people I'm talking to are actually just really easy to talk to. Because the people in the pilot community, they're just really open about all their adventures, their background, what they're doing now, and just tell you everything. So it's a very easy way to interview someone. So it's just the right sector that I'm in, what I think. Other people might like monster trucks, but I like planes.
And honestly, people, they laugh at me when I say this, but it's the easiest job in the world to go to a pilot and say, hey, tell me about your airplane and talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Right? The hard part is getting them to stop sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta cut them off even, to just because they're rambling on so far about their aviation journey, because they just love their passion.
Oh, you've
so
talked
much.
to Patrick McAlee, huh?
Yeah.
So tell me about a time that maybe that's happened. If you talk to an air show pilot that's just been like full throttle, just going, and you're like, I'm running up against the clock here, or maybe the jet show's about to start in a few minutes. We gotta cut this short.
All right. So yesterday I was actually talking to a pilot over here. He has his own recreational aircraft, experimental. He's got it's a flying drone. I've got the name now. It's a full propellers. He's from the UK. And he's just really knowledgeable about aviation and his drone. And the answers we were getting were just so in-depth that sometimes you just got to stop them and say, hey, the viewers don't necessarily need to know exactly to the decimal point of the airspeed, alright? Like, we get your aircraft is awesome. And so it's just, to some points, really good. And then people go so in depth, it gets even better for me. But I know the normal person who watches my YouTube channel might not want to know the decimal points involved.
I mean, there's a certain point at which your audience is going to have to move on to something else. You know, they can't stay here and attend a lecture.
Yeah.
Maybe they should come here to AirVenture and attend a lecture, and then we could interview them. Yeah. So you have so many vast experiences. I've seen you do so many great things. The way that I saw you was I was researching the Fire Boss, and I saw this young kid that was full of energy and excitement asking questions about the Fire Boss. Tell me about some really memorable experiences that you've had along your journey that just stay with you.
All right, so people in America, they wouldn't know of this place. It's in Australia, outback. It's called Wipaire, and it's where all the cotton and heaps of crop gets grown, and all the beef, like the cows, are all out there. It's just an awesome farming country, just thousands of hectares of just rich black soil. And we went out there, and it's just an absolutely beautiful place. And I saw an air tractor fly over, an 802 air tractor. And I just looked at it, and it's just awesome. They're going down really low to the crops, and they're just spraying, going up, doing an awesome turn like air cowboys, and they're just awesome. So we found out where they're based, and sure enough, it's in Moree. It's 10 minutes away from where I saw them. And they've just got heaps of air tractors, and they're just all landing, refilling, taking off. And so we contacted the sort of management there, and we went on to the airport, and it's just a gravel strip, like a dirt strip, and they've just got heaps of air tractors there. So we contacted them, and we finally got an interview with one. And it was on a very early in the morning, like 5 or 6 o'clock, and they're just taking off and coming back in, and it's just constant action the whole time. And we interviewed the pilot, and it was absolutely awesome just seeing these planes fly in, fly out straight away. And you can see when they drop the water, when they do firebombing too, they gave us a display. You can just see how the aerodynamics work. It flies in, they drop the water, and the planes automatically rise.
The air tractor is amazing. Yeah. I share your passion for that. Now, let's go back a little bit to the genesis, the beginning of the channel. You said that your dad had the idea to start filming the interviews, and I noticed that he's still with you. He does the filming and sometimes prompts you in the questions. Tell me a little bit about his involvement with the channel.
No one really gets to see behind the scenes except for you, Shawn. We go to interviews. My dad's always there with me. He's the guy who gets me around all these places and just helps me go to these air shows because my mum's busy heap. She's got full-time gig, so it's really hard for her to come out to me with these air shows. So he's the cameraman. He used to do all the editing, but nowadays he's just my cameraman, and he helps me just film shorts. And when we're in actual interviews, I ask most of the questions from my memory of all the other questions I asked, so I just bring them back in, reuse them. But then if I get stuck on a question, my dad's really helpful. He'll just come in and give me a question straight away. He's just on the ball like that. He helps out with all the interviews. He used to do editing, but now I've grown to a point where I'm doing so many interviews. I'm posting one a week, so you can imagine all that editing, getting all that B-roll. It can be very tiring at some point. So we've finally just put on an editor. He's right close to me, like an hour away. And so we give him a video every week, and he works on it.
Not that Dad needs any less work. I mean, the guy needs to do something.
Yeah.
But no, the relationship has gotten better. I think I mentioned this earlier in the week that even from the few short months ago at Sun and Fun that we sat down and talked, and I got to watch you where your dad was prompting more questions than he is this time.
Yeah.
He's really just kind of taken the camera roll, and you're right, he's there on the assist, but no, you're definitely thinking of those questions, and they're coming fast based on your knowledge.
Yeah.
So what is it that you're looking forward to doing with this? Where do you hope to develop this skill, and maybe where do you want to take this channel?
Alright, so obviously I want to stay in the aviation space. I love aviation. I love watching planes, especially the fly dumping maneuvers they do. But yeah, I want to eventually go into journalism a bit more and like really show behind the scenes of aviation. Maybe the stuff the normal person won't see at an airport. So maybe at Sydney Airport, Australia's biggest airport, just how that whole operation runs. So a bit more, not just interviews, but I'll slowly phase into it. So it will still be interviews. I'll still be talking to everyone. It will still be the same thing, but just a bit more behind the scenes of aviation, inspiring the next generation of aviators. So I want to take it down that road. I want to do YouTube full time, and I'm slowly getting more full time. I'm taking time off school. I've taken a couple of weeks off this year already, so I want to keep that journey rolling with more time off school doing this. But
and then there's no doubt that that's going to happen based on whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, if it's journalism, if it's this, it's that, you are capable enough and you're curious enough to learn what it takes to be better and professional in that. So how do you balance being away from school and those duties with the content creation duties?
All right, so content creation, in my books, it's first. Maybe in my parents' books, it's coming second. But yeah, school and content creation can be hard at some points because you just want to. Sometimes you just want to have a break, you know. So this is my break. I get to come over and watch the things I love to do, and eventually fly planes too. So I have to balance it somewhat to keep my marks up. So I got to do homework still every week and go to school every day. Just some days, if my dad or my mum lets me, I can go to the airport, film some planes, do some interviews, and continue growing my channel because they are really supportive. Like, they are getting me through this whole childhood journey to get started and help boost my career and for my future.
I love how supportive they are. It's not just your dad. We talk about your dad, but the mom also gets in on it, right? I think she's been on the channel a couple of times with her video credits flashing across the screen.
All right, so my mum, she's out west at the moment. She's out at the airports. She's out there at the moment. She's filming a mini documentary to boost tourism out tomorrow, and at one point she showed an air tractor coming in and it has the dump doors just in case I need to dump water quick, and she got a display of the dump doors and it was really cool, just all the water coming out, the airplane rises straight away, the air tractor, and she filmed it and it was really good footage. I'm surprised she's never filmed an airplane in her life, and she filmed it really well, so we posted it on the channel and that's had like heaps of views now, like over 10,000. So
you really are an international superstar family here. This is great. It's just so awesome.
Let's take a listen to more responses from our 3 questions, and we'll get right back to the interview.
Jack Kitzman.
Jack, what is your favorite in-flight snack?
I got to go with a granola bar.
Nice, dense, high calorie, excellent choice. Now, if you could fly any aircraft throughout time, what would that be?
Definitely the A-10 Warthog.
There it is, right? Yeah, let me hear you, but let me hear it again. Yeah, like it. Now, if we could take anybody up in the A-10 with you and some granola bars, who would your dream co-pilot be?
It would be my grandpa if he was still alive, but I'd have to go with my dad.
I'm Jake Cobb. I'm a student pilot, and I'm with iFly EFB.
Jake, what is your favorite in-flight snack?
My favorite in-flight snack, oh, that's a tough one, but it's got to be either hot fries or beef jerky. Gotta love them. See, I actually like to mix. You open the hot fries or you open the beef jerky, you kind of put it in the hot fries bag, mix it up, and you got the perfect blend, I'm telling you.
If you could fly any aircraft throughout time, what would you fly?
It's got to be the KC-135. I love that airplane so much. I got a buddy who's flown it. I mean, it is just so capable and great.
Now, we can take a lot of friends with us in the KC-135, but narrow it down to one. Who would your dream co-pilot be?
My dream co-pilot? Well, it's got to be you, Shawn.
So we were talking a little bit before the interview about your first time at Oshkosh and the content creation equipment that you had. It's a little bit different than what you have now, right? You guys have kind of progressed. Tell us about where you started and then give us a little bit of an overview of what kind of content gear you're using now.
Alright, so when we started, obviously we didn't know if it was going to go anywhere. So for the first 3 years of my YouTube career, when I'll give you a backstory on that because I was doing videos before I started interviewing pilots. So I was just for fun sort of thing.
Okay.
But for the first 3 years of the BeSnappy channel, we were just on using phone, and at the start, not even a microphone. We were just using the phone microphone, so it wasn't absolutely the best quality. So then eventually we got, I think, to 1,000 subscribers, and then my dad was like, right, we're actually getting somewhere. Why don't we buy some microphones? So we got these Boya microphones. They're just cheapies. But they worked. They were really good. I even did a little review on it.
Right, yeah. Review videos too, huh? Okay.
So it's where it all started, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So we got those little microphones, and that's where it got to then for probably a year. We were still using the iPhone. But you just want to walk up to someone and show the camera sort of thing. And they might have been a bit surprised when I just pulled out an iPhone and cheapy microphones that you could just tell were plastic.
Yeah.
Right.
It just doesn't feel like quality.
Right.
So just recently, probably about 8 months ago to a year ago, we bought a camera, a proper camera. It's called a Sony NX800. It's a professional camcorder. It's like the biggest camcorder you can get. It's just made last year. And this is where I'm starting to do a bit more shorts and TikTok videos of planes taking off and landing. Just slowly boosting my subscriber base like that, so more people get to see me and I get to get my content out there and show it to the public. And yeah, and now we've got the professional camcorder. We still use the iPhone because iPhones are just reliable and you can't really go wrong with an iPhone. We got Rode mini mics. They're just insanely good. I recommend to anyone who's actually starting to do YouTube or anything, even podcasting like you, just get these Rode mini mics. They're absolutely awesome. They're not that bad on price. They're like 200 Aussie, I think, so around 100 US. But they're just awesome. But now we've kind of go a bit overkill. I've got my own P1100 super zoom camera from Nikon. It's an awesome camera.
Yeah, we were watching live what the tower was drinking, what kind of sodas they had from way across the airfield, man. That thing is insanely powerful. Intelligence service kind of capability there. But people are responding, right? They're finding that with this increased gear, you're able to attract more viewers.
It's, you walk up to someone and they just see this camera and they just think, what, this guy must be big. But really, in reality, I have a decent following. Overall, the platforms are around 100,000 followers, which is not that bad. So it's definitely working this camera just for appearances. We still record with the iPhone. It's recording through both, but it's sort of just like a backup just in case, because we use the shotgun mic for the big camera. So we'll still use the Rode mini mics for the audio, but we'll mostly use the picture from the big camera in the iPhone.
Absolutely, it's great and crisp. I mean, it's definitely working. You can tell it's a high quality channel, and you have high quality content. Your interviews are crisp, they're knowledgeable, and again, they're just so inquisitive. Your natural inquisitiveness is there. So, tell me about some dream interview that you have. Give me one person you're like, man, even if it's whatever industry, this is one person I have got to sit down.
All right, so just at this air show, I didn't even know these planes were in America or anywhere. Is the MiG-29. Jared Isaacman, Rook. He has the MiG-29, and we saw it here at Oshkosh, and he pulled the parachute out when he was going down the runway just then. It was just awesome. I could not believe my eyes, frankly. Like, it was just a crazy, awesome plane. So, Jared, if you're listening...
That's going to be a great interview, and you can count me as being somebody going to smash that like button when you do. Yeah. That'll be... He is such an interesting guy. You've got so many directions to go with that. So I'm really excited to see what, I'll let you go first and set the bar high, and then I'll see what kind of action I can do. So tell us about one of the most difficult parts of being a content creator.
Yeah, well, obviously content is the difficult part. So you gotta, I've come to Oshkosh because Australia, it's got awesome content there. It's just waiting to be interviewed. Especially at the big airports, but you need all these approvals and all these steps to go through. And at this rate, it's just not going to go through fast enough. We'll run out of interviews by the time we get the interview with the Tiara at Sydney Airport. So, we got to come to Oshkosh to get enough content to get me through to these times where I'm in with Sydney Airport, in with Brisbane Airport, all these different airports where I can just go in there and say, I've already interviewed you guys. I've already got the track record. Can we just do it again, but with a different person? So, content is the difficult part. So, getting the content, going to the different places, doing the editing, getting it all professionally done, so I don't lack in content and have enough content to keep my viewers coming back. Otherwise, you don't post within 3 weeks. Who's BeSnappy? So, content is the difficult part.
They just consume it. They want it. They need it. And if you take a break for too long and don't tell them you're going somewhere, man, it's a wrap. You're right. Your channel is out of there. Not yours, though, because it's growing. We've seen growth, right? Tell us a little bit about the growth that you've seen.
I've been definitely growing quite recently, pretty quick, especially on Facebook and Instagram. So probably 3 months ago, I was at 1,000 Instagram followers. Now I'm at around 19,000. And then on YouTube, about a year ago, I was probably about 10,000 subscribers. Now I'm at around 20,000 subscribers. And on Facebook, holy crap, I've had so many videos go viral thanks to Facebook. Thank you so much, Meta. But I've got 46,000 followers on there, and it was not long ago I couldn't get a follower in a day. I think I was at 300 followers, and it just wouldn't move. Probably in a couple months.
Wow.
So I just want to really thank those guys there, and also RAF Base Williamtown. They've been really good to me. They've been letting me up on the flight decks to just get all the really good recordings of fighter jets taking off and different fighter jets, and the F-22s flying there whenever they come to Australia. So just the plaza.
Not bad there, right? I mean, it's great to have a place where you can go and get all that content. So we have covered a lot of ground today. We've talked a lot about your great channel, about how you got here, and some of your aspirations. Tell us a little bit of wisdom. Give us some advice for maybe the younger BeSnappy out there, maybe a younger a guy or gal that's coming up that wants to get into content creation, and give them a little bit of advice.
All right, so if you're in the aviation space, you really got to persist. I mean, I've been persisting for 3 years now, and it's just really hard. You can see I'm obviously not the biggest YouTuber there is out there, but I've just been persisting the whole time, and I'm just hoping eventually it'll pop. And that's what I'm trying to do and get to that point. So anyone who wants to start YouTube, you just got to be prepared for the grind. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come over a year. Unless you're just awesome at content creation, and you get 1 million subscribers, it's just going to take a while. Like, you really got to be prepared for the grind. And that's what I wasn't prepared for. I was prepared to get 1 million subscribers within a year, but it just doesn't happen like that, and that's what you have to grow to learn. So yeah, just be prepared for it, guys.
That is great advice. You have to show up, and you have to keep showing up, and it just doesn't stop. It is a job. I mean, everybody looks at content creation. Oh, you're doing this and that. Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. But for our case, I've done several different podcasts throughout the years. I've done content creation for other entities. And the way that we're most successful is when we treat it like a job. And if we treat it like that, much like you're treating it like that, then it's going to come.
Yeah, eventually.
And the value part you have, you're pushing so much value into the space first.
Yeah.
And now you're ready to receive a lot of what comes to a business looking to take it to the next level, which is money, income. It takes money to make money, right? It takes money to get content. Cameras take money.
Oh yeah, all the equipment. It's just a lot of money, and coming to these different events is just more money. So you just gotta be prepared. If you're doing something like me where you have to travel for content, you just gotta be prepared for these things. Like, it's not just gonna come overnight.
So what's next for BeSnappy? Where are you guys headed from Oshkosh? What can we look forward to?
Alright, so straight from Oshkosh, very exciting. I'm going back to my home, Australia. So on Monday I'm leaving here and I'm going back to Australia, and just keep posting the videos, going to be more people, see who's actually out there who might have a really interesting aircraft that just wants to show it off, and maybe you're selling a kit for an aircraft and you just want to tell everyone about it and how awesome it is. I'm just looking forward to see these unique different planes and unique people that I'm going to speak to eventually.
And I'm looking forward to you seeing those unique planes, because you're really on, it's like you talked about the grind, and it's very much this way. You have generated airspeed. I believe that you have gotten some lift, and I think that it's an unrestricted climb to wherever your dreams are. And I'm really appreciative that you sat down with us and been so generous with not only your time here, but in sharing all of that and letting us look in the background and see what you do, because I am definitely a big fan, and I'm looking forward to really great things from you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shawn. And actually for you, I've got a present.
Wait a minute. I came to interview you, and I'm getting a present.
Yeah, so from my new supporters, Flight, a sunglass company from Australia, which is really awesome, Their website's flight.aero. They're a really awesome sunglass company. They're full carbon fiber arms, and they're just really awesome sunglasses. And I'd like to give them to you a free pair.
These are the ones that we were seeing earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, these are incredible, like absolutely lightweight, and that carbon fiber that looks hot, right? I just put them on. I feel really cool. I feel like one of these air show pilots out there. I feel like one of these cool influencers, maybe like a BeSnappy myself. So thank you so much. I'm really honored to receive this, and the other Australian gift that you brought me were some delicious Tim Tams. We haven't talked about that, so I want to thank all the Australian community for such the kindness and the graciousness for coming here. I want to thank Flight.aero for these awesome sunglasses. This is cool, and supporting you is a really easy thing to do because you're genuine and you're putting out great content. So everybody, I hope they go support you, and I look forward to seeing you around the grounds, man.
Say, Shawn.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
I'm Tyler Hoypole. I'm one of the owners of the Dough Shop. My favorite in-flight snack, I'm going to probably go with Southwest peanuts just because they're kind of iconic, and I fly Southwest often, and that's what I tend to enjoy on a mid-flight snack.
What's your dream aircraft to fly? That's right.
P-51 Mustang. I just think they're kind of iconic. The World War II era really is something special that I like to learn about more and see like in the movies. So I'm going to go with the P-51 Mustang.
Who would your dream co-pilot be?
I'm going to suck up and say it's going to be my beautiful and lovely wife, Haley.
I'm Vivian Garner with iFly EFB down out of McKinney, Texas.
Let's talk about in-flight snacks. What is your favorite in-flight snack?
My absolute favorite in-flight snack is going to be that little bag of pretzels with an apple juice on the side. They pair together so well. It's wonderful.
Yes. Now, if we could take the pretzels and the apple juice up in any airplane, what would you fly?
The Airbus Beluga. That monstrosity is my favorite plane on the entire face of this planet.
Third question, if you could fly with anybody throughout time, who would your dream co-pilot be?
My dream co-pilot would actually be Walter Boyd of iFly EFB. I feel like flying with Walter would be quite the experience, and it's got to happen.
So there I was, standing right in front of the iconic Wipaire booth at EAA AirVenture 2025. Behind me looms that massive wooden fun meter that everyone in aviation knows and loves. And towering above us both is the mighty Fireboss 802. What an incredible sight. The energy is electric with pilots and aviation enthusiasts streaming past. But right then, I was focused on that very special moment. Steve Guetter, president of the Seaplane Pilots Association and general manager of advanced flight training and leasing, just walked up with something I've been hoping to get for years. Let's listen in on the magic moment when I received my very first Wipaire Fun Meter.
Well, we handed out because this is the best booth to be in. So, congratulations on your first Fun Meter.
Oh, thank you. This is so awesome.
It is great to see you.
As I took the little round pin and placed it on my lanyard, I immediately pegged it out to max fun. This tiny pen represents everything that makes Wipaire special in the aviation community. They know how to have fun while building incredible product. I'll definitely be wearing this to all of our upcoming events and interviews.
Everybody, my name is Justin Smith. I'm the sales manager here at Aerosport Power, Pro Aero Aviation, Progressive Air Services.
What is your favorite in-flight snack?
You know, we're kind of limited to what we have in Canada for in-flight snacks, but I got to say probably biscotti.
If you could fly anything, what would you fly? Like, what's your favorite airplane?
You know, so many choices to go from. I mean, I've seen so many options here, but I just this morning saw the U2. Was absolutely blown away with what I saw, what it does, capabilities of flying 70,000 feet. Unbelievable.
So if you could fly with anybody that's ever existed, who would you fly with? Like, who would we fly with in that U2?
Well, you know, just being kind of new to the industry, I've only met a few pilots, but one kind of near and dear to my own heart here is Kyle Fowler. I mean, he's really good at what he does, and proud to say he's a friend of ours.
Quinn Shaneberger at the Lift booth.
Quinn, what is your favorite in-flight snack?
Oh, it's got to be the Dove Bar on the international flights.
All right, now if you could fly in any aircraft, or if you could fly any aircraft, what would that be?
Definitely got to be the B-2.
Now, if we could take anybody with us in the B-2, who would that be? Who's your dream co-pilot?
Oh, man, probably Bob Barker. I'm a big Bob Barker fan.
That's a wrap on this special AirVenture episode of the Future in Flight podcast. Whether you were walking the flight line, catching the air shows from the bleachers, or tuning in from home, we're so glad you joined us. Huge thanks again to BeSnappy for sitting down with us, to all of you who stopped by to answer my 3 famous questions, and of course to Steve Guetter for the Wipaire Fun Meter. I'll be wearing it with pride until at least next year. If you enjoyed this episode, take a moment to subscribe, leave us a rating and review, and share the show with someone in your aviation circle. It really helps us reach more future aviation enthusiasts just like you. And hey, if you loved our long-form interview this week, keep your eyes peeled for upcoming bonus episodes in our exclusive Pilots Lounge, coming soon just for members. You won't want to miss what's ahead. Lastly, one more round of applause to our amazing partners at Aviation, not only for helping us produce this show, but for constantly pushing the conversation forward for youth in aviation through their bright, bold, and inspiring magazine and e-magazine. If you haven't checked them out yet, you're seriously missing out. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky, your hands on the yoke, and remember, the future of flight starts with you. We'll see you out there and up there.